Two billionaires stand on the same private terminal ramp just before sunrise. The air is cool, the tarmac still damp from an overnight rain. One walks toward a sleek Gulfstream, its iconic oval windows glowing softly in the morning light. The other heads toward a Bombardier Global, equally impressive, equally capable, yet chosen for entirely different reasons. From a distance, the scene looks almost identical. Both aircraft cost tens of millions of dollars, both can cross oceans without stopping, both represent a level of wealth and success that most people will never experience. Yet behind those two boarding decisions lies a fascinating question. Why do some of the world's wealthiest entrepreneurs, CEOs, and corporations consistently choose Gulfstream, while others remain fiercely loyal to Bombardier? At first glance, it might seem like a debate about speed, range, or luxury, but inside the world of elite aviation, the answer runs much deeper. Because when someone spends $70 or $80 million on a private jet, they are not simply buying transportation, they are making a statement about how they value time, efficiency, risk, and even their identity. And that is where the Gulfstream versus Bombardier debate becomes one of the most fascinating financial stories in modern luxury aviation. For decades, these two manufacturers have occupied the highest levels of the private jet market. Gulfstream, born in America, built its reputation around prestige, innovation, and performance. Bombardier, originating from Canada, earned respect through engineering excellence and an obsession with passenger comfort. Both companies understood something important long before most industries did. The wealthiest buyers are not purchasing products, they are purchasing outcomes. A billionaire rarely asks whether a jet is comfortable, they assume it will be comfortable. The real question is what that aircraft enables them to accomplish. Can it reach important markets without stopping? Can it allow executives to work efficiently during flight? Can it maximize productive hours in a day that already feels too short? In many ways, private aviation is not about luxury at all. It is about time. Imagine a CEO based in New York, needing meetings in London, Dubai, and Singapore within a single week. Commercial travel introduces schedules, delays, connections, and lost opportunities. A private jet transforms that entire equation. Suddenly, the aircraft becomes a mobile office, a conference room, and a strategic asset operating 24 hours a day. This is precisely why Gulfstream and Bombardier dominate the ultra-long-range market. Their flagship aircraft are designed to connect continents without compromise. For years, Gulfstream became synonymous with speed. Aircraft like the G650 and later the G700 earned legendary status among executives who viewed every minute saved as a competitive advantage. Faster cruise speeds meant arriving earlier, closing deals sooner, and maintaining demanding schedules that would be impossible through traditional travel. That reputation created a powerful psychological effect. Owning a Gulfstream often became associated with ambition and momentum. It projected an image of moving quickly, thinking globally, and operating at the highest level of business. Bombardier approached the challenge differently. Rather than focusing solely on speed, the company concentrated heavily on passenger experience. The Global series became famous for spacious cabins, exceptionally smooth rides, and environments designed for long-duration productivity. For a passenger spending 12 or 14 hours crossing oceans, comfort is not merely a luxury feature, it becomes an economic factor. A well-rested executive arriving prepared for negotiations may generate millions of dollars in value. Fatigue has a cost. Focus has a value. Bombardier understood that equation exceptionally well. Inside these aircraft, every design decision reflects financial thinking. The seating layout influences productivity. Cabin noise affects concentration. Air quality impacts passenger wellness. Even window size contributes to reducing travel fatigue. What appears luxurious on the surface often exists because it improves performance beneath the surface. Then there are the numbers that rarely appear in marketing brochures. Purchasing a private jet is only the beginning. Annual operating costs can reach several $1,000,000. Fuel, maintenance, crew salaries, insurance, hangar fees, and inspections create a constant stream of expenses long after the initial purchase. This is where sophisticated buyers become surprisingly analytical. Many billionaires examine private aircraft with the same discipline they apply to corporate acquisitions. How much will maintenance cost over 10 years? What is the expected depreciation curve? How strong is the manufacturer's support network? How quickly can replacement parts be obtained during an unexpected technical issue? A grounded aircraft can disrupt meetings, transactions, and opportunities worth far more than the cost of repairs. Reliability becomes a financial strategy. Resale value becomes another major consideration. Unlike luxury cars, elite private jets often remain assets for many years. Strong residual value can significantly reduce long-term ownership costs. Historically, both Gulfstream and Bombardier have maintained impressive positions in the secondary market, but buyer preferences often shift according to economic conditions, technological advancements, and global demand. Savvy owners pay close attention to these trends. They understand that today's purchase decision influences tomorrow's exit strategy. Corporations add another layer of complexity. A publicly traded company purchasing an aircraft must justify that decision to shareholders and boards of directors. The conversation extends far beyond luxury.
Executives discuss productivity metrics, travel efficiency, security requirements, and operational flexibility. The aircraft becomes part of a broader business system. For some organizations, Gulfstream's performance advantages align perfectly with corporate objectives. For others, Bombardier's cabin environment and operational characteristics create greater long-term value. Neither decision is emotional alone. Both are rooted in strategic reasoning. And yet, emotions still play a role. The world's wealthiest individuals often develop personal relationships with their aircraft. These jets carry them to acquisitions, family vacations, diplomatic meetings, and life-changing opportunities. Over time, preferences form. Some owners become lifelong Gulfstream advocates because of experiences that reinforced trust. Others remain loyal to Bombardier because its philosophy aligns more closely with how they travel and conduct business. What makes the rivalry so compelling is that both sides are usually correct. The debate persists because neither company is solving exactly the same problem. One may prioritize speed and prestige. The other may emphasize comfort and efficiency. The differences appear subtle to outsiders, but become highly significant to the people writing the checks. And that brings us to the real revelation.
The Gulfstream versus Bombardier debate is not actually about airplanes. It is about decision-making. It is about how highly successful people allocate resources, evaluate opportunities, and define value. One billionaire may see an extra 30 minutes saved on every trip as priceless. Another may place greater importance on arriving more rested and productive. One prioritizes performance, another prioritizes experience. Neither is wrong. They are simply expressing different philosophies of wealth. In the end, these magnificent aircraft represent far more than engineering achievements. They are reflections of the people who own them. Every purchase reveals assumptions about time, productivity, risk, comfort, and ambition. Most of us will never stand on a private terminal ramp deciding between a Gulfstream and a Bombardier, but the underlying lesson applies to everyone. The world's wealthiest individuals rarely buy based on price alone. They buy based on outcomes. They look beyond the product and focus on the value it creates over years, sometimes decades. And perhaps that is the true secret hidden behind those gleaming aircraft. The jet itself is not the investment. The investment is the future it helps create. And somewhere above the clouds at 45,000 feet, that distinction may be worth far more than the price tag attached to the airplane.